The star of the WNBA showed once again why she's the future of women's basketball. She just made history. And not just that, maybe that the future has just begun right now. Caitlin Clark had yet another amazing game, scoring 18 points, grabbing 12 rebounds, dishing out 6 assists, and getting her career-high 4 steals, and bringing home the victory. But most importantly, bringing more attention to the WNBA, and telling the world that there's something to see here, not just in the men's league. Now let's discuss how it happened. Tip-off time in Indiana, and the Fever wins the tip. And one of the most exciting players in the league, the rookie Caitlin Clark, starts the offense with a horn set, with one guard and one big. The guard sets a ghost screen for Clark. Clark wastes no time to drive to her right, hesitates for a second to trick the helping big, and scores off the glass to open the game for the Fever. On the other side, we know that the player that we need to be on the lookout for is their leading scorer, Atkins. On this nice baseline, out of bounds play, it was Atkins that received the last back screen for a nice double clutch layup, showing she came to play today too. The respect that the Mystics gave this rookie can be clearly seen in this following play, as they play heavy deny defense on Caitlin Clark, making sure she doesn't get any chance to get the ball, and that opens up the game for her teammate, as she gets to the foul line earning 2 free throws. However, Caitlin is not going to remain passive and let the tough defense get to her, as she hustles and grabs the nice defensive rebound, pushing the transition, and finds the running Big Boston for an easy 2. She shows her playmaking abilities 2 more times though. First with his nice no-look pass to Boston in transition, and then again, this time off a set play, she finds the curling Mitchell for a nice left-hand layup. But don't get it twisted, playmaking is just one of the ways she can hurt you on offense. But her main weapon is actually scoring, and she can do it in a variety of ways. Here, again off a pick and roll, she rejects the screen and goes downhill, adding a little hesitation before banking in the layup, showing why she deserves a lot of respect from the D. She also got some help from her teammate, as with 1 minute left on the clock, Mitchell sets her defender up with a few dribble moves and hits a 3 in her face. All this adds up to Fever being up by 4, 21-17 at the end of the first quarter. The coach decided to give Clark some deserved rest, and Caitlin started this quarter on the bench. However, Carly Sanderson tied the game with this 3-pointer. It was time for Caitlin to work her magic again. Her high basketball IQ, even for a rookie, can be seen here on this play, as she does not throw the ball to her big immediately, but to her teammate, who has a better angle for the post-entry pass. She orchestrates this attack beautifully, and the result is a trip to the free throw line, in which the big succeeds in nailing the free throws. Nevertheless, the Mystics would not give up, especially Atkins, who is not afraid to pull the trigger on this deep 3 and ends up making it. But Clark cannot let that slide, and immediately hits a 3 on the other end, even further than the one that Atkins hit, saying, "Anything you can do, I can do better." And not just that, but she shows her defensive prowess too, making a steal from the blind side off a bad Van Loo pass and finishing in the transition with an uncontested layup, scoring 5 points in a row. On the other side, any pick and pop with Dulcin is very dangerous, as she can shoot the lights out of the ball, which she shows in this offense. She stays patient as the Fever ice the pick and roll, pops out to the 3-point line and nails the 3. The next possession would also end up with a 3-pointer by the Mystics, as Samuelson grabs the offensive rebound and finds the wide open Van Loo in the corner, making the shot and cutting the lead to only 1. The Fever would get the last say in this quarter though, as Boston is fouled under the basket and ends up making both the free throws, putting Fever up by 3 to end the quarter. Regardless of Clark's willingness to win, on the other side, there's players that are still not buying the hype and want to show Caitlin that they're better. Atkins opens up the half with scoring this layup driving to the left, and the great shooter, did we mention Dulcin? She hits yet another 3-pointer, in the same way that she hit the one in the second quarter, coming off a pick and pop. Not just that, but she shows off her interior game too, scoring with a crafty left-hand hook on this special set play that was meant for her to get the ball down low. That just shows that her coach believes in her, and the plays she's made are not by accident by any chance. On the other side, another Fever player gets active, and it's none other than their big, that goes by the name of Aaliyah Boston. On this play, the defense didn't allow her to get the ball in front of the post, making somebody else attack them, but to no success. Clark reversed the ball to the top of the key position under the basket, a position she fought like hell to get. She ended up scoring and putting in great work for the Fever. but she was also dangerous in the pick and roll and as a three-point threat too. On this play, Clark would come off a stagger screen and then play pick and roll with Boston, and Boston would end up converting it into an and one and also making the bonus free throw. While a couple plays later, with 1:27 left, she hit a three-pointer to give the Fever the largest lead the whole game. Clark herself would not stay quiet too, as she would make a couple of big defensive plays that would end up in a great offense. First, she would get a steal off of Van Loo, who thought she was fouled, led the break and assisted Wallace for an easy two. Next possession, she pushes the transition again and gets a defender on an island with her, which does not lead to any good for the Mystics. She hits a tough behind the back step back jumper and forces Mystics to call a timeout. She would also add yet another steal, making her a nightmare on defense. On the other side, Atkins is having an amazing quiet game, having 20 points already, making these two free throws. Still, Clark makes two on the other side of the floor, keeping the 9-point differential until the quarter ends 59-68. Despite being down the whole game and down 9 to start the fourth, the Mystics would come out swinging, getting 4 quick points right out of the gate. Boston would get 2 back scoring from the low post, but their best player Atkins with a floater and Engsler with an and one also making the free throw, would cut the lead down to just 2 points with 7 minutes remaining in the fourth. Nonetheless, the battle continued as Kelsey Mitchell attacked the closeout nicely and scored a left-hand layup high off the glass to put the Fever up by 6 again. And on this next play, we would witness why Clark is worth the hype. Just when the Mystics started to catch some momentum and are looking to make a comeback into this game and potentially winning it, Clark deads it with a three-pointer coming off a down screen. A play that looks like it came straight out of the Golden State Warriors playbook, and they would run for Steph or Clay. But there's an assassin on the other side too, as Atkins hits this smothered three, a shot that you would never in your lifetime hit if playing a 2K game. These two girls are going at it tonight for real. On the next possession though, Fever coach draws up a set for Clark to get a wide open three, having Mitchell first come off 2 screens, first set by Clark, receive the ball and find Clark, who would come off a second big that screened for both. But instead, Mitchell doesn't swing the ball but pulls the trigger and cashes the three. That shot took some confidence, I'll tell you that. And Atkins and Dawson are so annoying and just won't let the Fever put them away for good. First, Atkins reads the defense correctly on a pick and roll and scores while also getting fouled but misses the free throw. And then, Dawson, who has been shooting the ball well the whole game, makes yet another wide open three. Mitchell answers, scoring off a DHO, hitting a tough layup off her right leg on the other side. And for the Mystics, Van Loo hits a 3 to cut the lead to 5 with 56.5 seconds to play. Finally, with 12 seconds left, Clark is fouled and sent to the 3-point line, and then ices the game with 2 free throws made. 81-88 is the final result in Fever's favor, and Clark leads her team to yet another victory.